Mm.
Okay. Bottoms up. Is that a another Zoom event that you participate with in England?
Yeah,
Yes,
bottoms up.
they start at 11 a.m. New York time.
Is that a
11.
another Zoom event that you participate with in England?
Yeah. It starts at 11 a.m. New York time. Yes.
That's a pretty big delay.
Sound for comedy.
Yes.
We gone. You're live early today. I mean, like, as we got connected, get connected, and just on YouTube. So, welcome to the poetry reading with Fatal Brains. We've been lots of festivities happening around. Today is like Vishu, Bihu, and Pona Sankranti, whatnot. Oh my God, Ugadi! We just have celebrated 40 years. Puthandu, Tamil New Year. What a rocking festival! India is always on festival mode. But about that, we have this water crisis brewing, brewing up, environmental degradation in the name of cityscapes are rising to the skies and the temperature is going soaring up. But yes, here we are to discuss or to deliberate upon those issues through the medium of poetry prose. So welcome poetry reading. Welcome to the poetry reading with Fatal Brains. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Let's have some of your thoughtful presentations on the themes that we always talk about, and the peace and war. It should not be this thing, the hunger crisis that is happening around. Well, I would love to welcome the beginning. Our Acharya is having uh, food, but if he's okay, he could go ahead. Otherwise, Ray Whitaker.
Let Ray go. Let my tummy settles, then I'll do it.
Yes, then
Okay.
I ask Ray. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Welcome to the poetry reading with Fatal Brains. We got joined by Dr. Roopali Sircar, Gaur, ma'am, Sreedharan sir, Gangalaxmi sir, Molly Joseph, Shyamaprasad Patnaik, Acharya, Ray Whitaker. Ray, take it
Okay.
away.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here and a pleasure to be here, and amongst so many poets from all over. I have never come away from being at this event without feeling empowered by it, and I really appreciate everybody. Thank you. And I have a couple pieces here for you that are recent. Hemingway is the name of the first one I'm going to read, and it is Ernest Hemingway, the writer, inspired this, but it's not really about his writing, but it's about my youthful reading of his writing. So the title is Hemingway. And y'all are the first to hear this. I've never read this in public. It was last week I wrote it. Hemingway. He couldn't remember the plot of The Sun Also Rises, nor the other books of his that he'd read so long ago. Despite the pleasure he'd gotten from reading that set on the shelf, over there nestled amongst the other books, he'd bought the set when he was 17. A farewell to arms read then too. The differences made in a teenage mind were incredible. A single line of truth as written into all the rest brought a dawn's subtle light to the beckoning of an imagination's delight. So enhanced that youngster's sight, continuing toward that apple's bite. Thank you. And the second one I have here is written almost immediately after the last Fertile Minds was closed, so last week, and it's really a risky poem, so I'm just going to jump into it. It's called Listening to Urdu. She is giving a poem to the world in an unfamiliar tongue, yet what is heard by my undereducated ears is the beauty of phrasing, a presenting strength, words spoken with passion. She is giving a poem to the world. Her passionate movement while doing so enrolls all of us, those that have no knowledge of Urdu. Anyway, the word goes around with love. Thank you.
Undereducated ears, a nice phrase. Beautiful, Ray, as always. You give us a moment to ponder upon very thoughtful and evocative poems. Roopali ma'am wants to say
Yes,
something.
I loved your poem on Hemingway. Very favorite.
Thank you. I wanted to say that there are a lot of times when the folks here are speaking in their native language that I don't understand the words, but I can see the movement, I can see the speaking, I can feel it. And so that's what prompted the last piece I wrote. And thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Ray. Thanks for coming and thanks for presenting. Tomorrow, my dear friends, please watch for the Facebook Live event page, and Ray would be gonna present his solo poetry recital at 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Thank you, Ray, and please welcome. Landon, are you ready? Acharya.
Yes, I am indeed. Yes.
Yeah, please.
Okay. I once sealed my memory to the wounds of afflictions and desires. Now you have kindled a flame of fire in my soul, so I could shine like the morning star. When my world seemed lost, my capacity to soar was stultified. You came like a breeze above the clouds, dispelling my mistiness of shadows. There was a cold chill, an endless darkness in your absence. Now my heart awakes to the glories of shooting stars. Even as the fish enjoys the breath of the ocean, make me your udder to savor the milk of heaven's sweetness. Let my heart's lotus open like the flower to the dawn, for I wish to be a lover with you as my rose. That was one. And then I go to number two. When I beheld your beauty, my breath dissolved in wings of light. I wanted to pull the moon down, my heart a sacrifice for the bewilderment of thy gaze. It is your love that adorns this garden, fragrantly blossoming in the magic of daffodils. The earth is as hallowed as the celestial heavens, the bee as the honeysuckle on which it feeds. I said, I just want to see you, my sweetheart. You said, what do you need? I said, intensify the profound agony of my longing. You replied, what will you do with this yearning? I said, offer myself at the dust of your feet. You replied, come, my darling, what's holding you back? I said, I just wish to immerse myself in your sweetness. You inquired, what do you need? I said, sweet sacrifice. You said, hush, don't reveal all my secrets. Just know that the eloquent, the downtrodden, the rich and the poverty-stricken, the form and the formless eventually dissolve in me. It is only I, my child. The rose does not blush in its nakedness, neither does the flowing river avoid the sea. Then you left, like a lifelong bride suddenly divorced, triggering the grief of separation. Deep down in the agony of my despair, I have dyed my wounded heart with longing. Carving a path for thy return, I washed my soul with tears, became feverish from day and night rants, developed incoherence from calling out thy name. I am a chained melody, awaiting thy peerless wine to sing unfettered, like the unfurling moon, a birthless and deathless symphony. In my sleep and in my waking, my amnesia and hallucinations, I see only you, my sweetheart, only you. In thy absence, this love is a hollow prison, awaiting thy sweetness to be uncaged. Aye, you've returned like a bewildering angel, inundating this temple with kisses, lips incoherent, my tongue mute, the earth massages my feet as I stumble, overwhelmed by an intoxication of love. I hear the enchantments of sparrows and nightingales, those sweet familiar songs, resonating ecstasies in my core. They soothe me in trance, like unfamiliar whispers, a variety of song-bearers wooing my being with delight. A new dawn comes dancing, harmonizing a breath, now inconsistent with its natural tempo. Daybreak caresses my face, comforting the heart with its rays. My
Lantern, I'm sorry, audio gone off, please.
Right, okay. I don't know
Yes,
where
go
to
ahead, go
start.
ahead.
In my sleep and in my waking, my amnesia and hallucinations, I see only you, my sweetheart, only you. In thy absence, this love is a hollow prison, awaiting thy sweetness to be uncaged. Aye, you've returned like a bewildering angel, inundating this temple with kisses. Lips incoherent, my tongue mute, the earth massages my feet as I stumble, overwhelmed by an intoxication of love. I hear the enchantments of sparrows and nightingales, those sweet familiar songs, resonating ecstasies in my core. They soothe me in trance, like unfamiliar whispers, a variety of song-bearers wooing my being with delight. A new dawn comes dancing, harmonizing a breath, now inconsistent with its natural tempo. Daybreak caresses my face, comforting the heart with its rays. My ego dies as you pour nectar into my being, trickling its way like a fine vintage into the profundity of the soul. Behold, the stars are so beautiful. 1,000 rays of incandescent light, majestic, as luminous as the crimson sun. I know not but the intensity of thy smile, tugging at my heart with its sweetness, the scented breath of your silhouette, fervently kissing and charming my soul. The arrow of true devotion is a one-pointed love hunger, devouring my spirit. Only you, my beloved, all else is meaningless to me. Of what use is the sky's limitless blue? I shall blend in every heart on the day I blend in you. Lantern Carrier, thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. That was so engrossing and imbibing. What a so very deep. Initially, it was like conversational form, but then later it turned on. What a beautiful usage of words. Thank you, Lantern. Thanks for
Dhanyabad, my Baiji.
thank you, thank you, thank you. Please welcome Franchesa Kirkpatrick after joining us after a long gap. Franchesa.
Thank you so much for having me. Sorry I'm a little bit late, but I had a big show last night here in Nashville. So I woke up and I was like, oh, you're still there. And thank you. This is something I wrote with some of the people here in Nashville at Vanderbilt. They teach us a little bit more, like give us prompts and things like that. And she gave us the word chaos. So I also know a chaos here in Nashville, but this is not about chaos here in Nashville, but this is about the real word. Do what you can with chaos. Try to have my own time to see chaos. Do what you can with chaos. I always have someone with a bigger problem. Do what you can with chaos. I see chaos break down in time and I pick it up. Do what you can with chaos. Sometimes you can smell those things rotting. Do what you can with chaos. I can not get to what I have tried to silence and do not and I sit in silence and others do not hear me. Do what you can with chaos. My tone is not right for others. Do what you can with chaos. I feel cold knowing I am warm listening to those who can't hear me. Do what you can with chaos. Spitting out my food. It really was not done. Do what you can with chaos. Frozen like my words in those ears, not understanding. Do what you can with chaos. So sometimes we have to deal in this world with a lot of chaos, and we just know that peace is coming. And sometimes we'll see a lot of things we don't want to see and hear a lot of things we don't want to hear. Sometimes people won't hear us. Sometimes they will look at us like they don't understand us. And we just got to remember that those people who are really listening to us understand us, and they do care, and they are there for us when we need them in a time of crisis or chaos and peace. So thank you so much for having me this morning.
Thank you. Like you said, I agree with you, Francis. Chaos is sitting around. So much of confusion. So much of confusion.
Very.
Very well put. And thank you for coming and thank you for gracing. Please welcome Dr. Jahangir Alam Rustom. And before that, please give a round of applause to Franchesa. Dr. Jahangir Alam Rustom is a well-known poet from Bangladesh. Please welcome him. So turn on your mic, please. Please unmute your mic. Please unmute your mic, sir. Yes,
Now,
yes. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Sir. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Greetings from Bangladesh. I am really happy to attend the poetry reciting session. And I am extremely sorry for not attending the previous session, though I was invited from fertile parents. Okay, now I am reciting my first poem from the book Psalms of Love. The name of the poem, Torrential Rain. In a rainy midnight inside a furnished room, I was alone, far away, the blinking light that was swiftly gone. It was raining ceaseless, a thousand black cloud was its base. A thrilling idea in my head when I sat on a chair decorated. I was lost away for some time. Why don't I know? When the sky was crying with grief and sorrow, I was listening to the jingle produced from the falling rain and trying to be conscious so that I am not lost again. Sometimes the rain was singing by beating the room of her a tin shed. Pouring rain, euphoric sound that reminded me to go to bed. The rumbling sound was so sweet that reminded me of the laugh of blonde girl by every beat. Yes, still she was laughing. By leaving all the words she was singing. Yes, I perceived the sulky girl. Was she waiting for me with a pearl? From the mingled resonance, I tried to forget the scene, but in vain. Oh, I found myself in a real sense into the falling torrential rain. Thank you. The second one from another book, The Glory of Love. The name of the poem, My Only Darling. As long as the sky stays, you will be mine. Being the reddish sun on the soul, you will shine. I am a rare fire that lights up your desire, illuminating the entire planet. Your soul will dance in the falling air. As long as the wind blows, you will be a beautiful soul for me. Your butterfly flies in the open sky with an intoxicated bumblebee. You bloom in my mind and sprinkle fragrance on a glittering earth. Paris often comes often from heaven to adorn you with mirth. When your lips crave to touch mine, being the morning's reddish sunlight will shine. Love blossom in my dream when I get you. The moon scatters her beams, the earth dangles in the celestial. Passing the whole night with the fairies, I find you to be my only darling. I sing through your voice when you are blooming. Thank you.
Thank you, son. That was lovely. Thanks for coming and presenting your two beautiful poems. Basically, you're considered to be a love poet, and you're known to be as love. Yeah, and I love your smile. Please keep coming. And that was Dr. Jahangir Alam Rustom. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome Lieutenant Gopal Purdhani. Lieutenant Colonel Gopal Purdhani is a veteran army man, and he's such a lovely personality that whenever he comes up, gives some small pieces of advice through his writings.
नमस्कार प्रसन्ना जी, मैडम रूपाली और दूसरे जितने भी मेरे मोअज़्ज़ज़ दोस्त हैं, उनको सबसे पहले मैं आदाब कहता हूँ। आज मैं अपनी दो गज़लें पेश करूंगा जो कि मैंने उर्दू में लिखी हैं, और ये गज़लें बहुत पुरानी नहीं है, बहुत नई नहीं है। थोड़े ही दिन पहले जब मैं जवान था, मुझे तो लगता है कि वो समय दूर नहीं गया, तब मैंने ये गज़लें लिखी थी। छोटी छोटी दो गज़लें पेश करता हूँ। अर्ज है कि हुस्न जब बेनकाब होता है, हुस्न जब बेनकाब होता है, तेरे जलवों का हिसाब, तेरे नाज तेरी डिफरेंट पोज, उनका हिसाब होता है। और फूल सी पलक जब झपकती है, आंखों की पलक, फूल की पलक जब झपकती है, फिर वो एक नया बाब होता है। बाब कहते हैं लेसन को। किताब में कई लेसन होते हैं, हर एक नया लेसन उसको बाब बोला जाता है। कि फूल सी पलक जब झपकते हैं, हर सेकंड के बाद पलक झपकती रहती है, लेकिन जब फूल सी पलक जब झपकते हैं, फिर वो एक नया बाब होता है। तो जुल्म जब नाज से झटकते हैं, जुल्फ जब नाज से झटकते हैं, कई कत्लों का स्वभाव होता है। ये इसको नहीं पता होता कि उसका क्या उत्तर होता है। कि जुल्फ नाज से जब झटकते हैं, कई कत्लों का स्वभाव होता है। कि उफक पर फलक का यूं झुक जाना, कहते हैं वो जगह जहां पर हम देखते हैं कि आसमान और धरती मिल रहे हैं, उफक पर फलक, फलक आसमान के उफक पर फल का यूं झुक जाना, आपकी शान में आदाब होता है, आपकी शान में आदाब होता है। तो हुस्न जब कोई रहम मांगे, हुस्न से जब कोई रहम मांगे, तो आपका क्या जवाब। जब हुस्न की बात की जाती है, मुझे आपके सिवा कुछ नजर नहीं आता। एक ऐसी ही गजल और, जिसको अंग्रेजी में आप रोमांटिक बोल सकते हैं, लेकिन गजल एक कविता का वो रूप है जो कि बहुत नाजुक है, बहुत सुंदर है, और इतना दिल को छू लेने वाला है कि उसके जितना नाजुक कोई चीज ही नहीं। गजल बोलते हैं गजल। एक और पेश करता हूँ गजल उर्दू में ही। आप जब होते हैं कुछ और बात, मैं अपनी जिंदगी की बात बोल रहा हूँ कि आप जब होते हैं कुछ और बात होती है, चांद के बगैर भी चांदनी रात। आप जब होते हैं तो कुछ और बात होती है, चांद के बगैर भी चांदनी रात होती है। तो जो घड़ी आपके बस में गुजरती है, बस का मतलब मिलन, जो घड़ी आपके बस में मिलती है, जिंदगी की असली सौगात होती है। जो घड़ी आपके वस्त में मिलती है, जिंदगी की असली सौगात होती है। पलक उड़ती है तो दिन निकलता है, पलक खुलती है तो दिन निकलता है, पलक झुकती है तो रात होती है, पलक झुकती है तो रात होती है। वल्लाह, हे भगवान, हे गॉड, हे खुदा, वल्लाह आप जब मुस्कुराते हैं, वल्लाह आप जब मुस्कुराते हैं, मोतियों की बरसात होती है, मोतियों की बरसात होती है। आदाब।
बात है क्या ऐसे क्या anybody could react?
Yeah, I never.
पता नहीं हुआ प्रसन्ना जी।
आपके अंदर तो मतलब जो प्रेम रस है वो भरा हुआ है। It's not easy, you know, it's very difficult to write romantic poetry. I think one of the most difficult things to do
प्रसन्ना
is
जी,
to do that. And आप किस तरह से करते हैं, लिखते हैं, शायद you have to teach us some things. हम लोग तो बहुत हमारी कविताओं में नाराजगी
मैं
ज्यादा
आपको
है
सुन नहीं
आपके
पा रहा हूँ।
पोएट्री में। Can you hear me? आप सुन सकते हैं हमें? अभी मैंने कहा आपकी आपकी कविता में इतना प्रेम रस भरा हुआ है, so much of romanticism is there. It's not easy, you know, it's not easy to write such deeply felt. It's almost, you know, it's very spiritual. The kind of love that you express in your poem, very spiritual. Were you able to catch me?
मैं आपको सुन नहीं पा रहा।
How, why is it so? Prasanna, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Sir, you could have the recording. I mean, you could listen to the recording that, when we later on, have this and after the ending of the session. So,
I think we should have him for the solo reading also, Prasanna. You can send him the
yes,
details.
sure. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you so
But
much.
anyways, thank you for coming and thank you for sharing your words. It is so beautiful and the poesy is full of, I mean, romantic. I mean, the description is so beautiful. I mean, please give a round of applause, my dear friends, and please welcome Dr. Molly Joseph for celebrating and the festivities of Vishu.
Hi, Prasanna. First, apologies, Prasanna Roopali ji. Oft I had to miss the Sunday meets because Sunday always evenings become a hectic day for us, the so-called householders, with large annex of families, one function or another. But I'm happy I could make it today. Today is Vishu, as my friend Sreedharan Parokode here from Kerala would be singing on it, Malayalam, whatever. So I'll just start with a poem that I wrote last year on Vishu when Prasanna presented a kind of a picture prompt. And I wrote. That was during Vishu time, and he gave me a beautiful certificate. I still keep it. I cherish it, Prasanna. That was during last year picture prompt during Vishu time. So it is like, you are getting into a fold where you are searching for your Krishna. Vishu, ha, the sunshine wide with the burning candles when I stepped in, leaving my shoes outside. It is Vishu, and you had invited me in. Where are you? The Krishna statue, bejeweled, playing flute, decked with Konna flowers, the golden yellow flowers, with bounties of new year laid around, welcomes me. Love is in the air. Yes, the flute floated in melodies of our sweet meets of the past, where on those laps of nature, splashing water on each through the babbling brook, we climbed the stones to search for a shady nook. Yes, birds were singing for us. Where are you, dear, my love? Oh, Krishna, now when I am so near. That was that poem. And today's poem, because this happens to be April, the month of April, and there are prompts from everywhere making us write every day a poem. Yeah. So I do oblige because that gives me a variety of themes to write on. You can work on not only your pet areas, but on different areas. So here it is something nuancing our dear lanterns, spiritual kind of thing, peace, radiance. Oh, radiance, how you have filtered in, illuminating my pathways. When on my corridors, darkness lay heavy, me groping my way. But you were there behind, at shoulders near. When I faltered, I fell on your shoulders that supported. While the shadow game went on, befuddling, you infused the promise, strengthening my steps, reminding how life offers everything on its way: pain, pleasure, misery, complacence, promise. How all depend on how we look at things. It is the eye that matters, that gives meaning to things. Eyes anchored on faith and hope. O radiance from high, fall on us, traversing, transcending time and space. Lead us to fertile zones of loving kindness that envelops all. Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.
Like you said, ma'am, how we look at the things, it all depends. So very one line, makes difference. That was Dr. Modi Joseph with his philosophical outburst. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome young poet Swarna Sunkara.
Hello, everyone. Good morning from here and good evening to you guys. I just wanted to say that I have a short poem and a long poem today. The short one is from my book called The Destiny of the Spirit. It's on Amazon. It's called My Mother, My Land. My motherland breathes life into me when I touch her feet. She is the goddess of my heart, the bringer of prosperity. She sings the song of my ancestors to me in my dreams. She is the one who taught me to love the entire world as my own family. That was the short one. Thank you. I open the door of tomorrow to see what it has to offer. But as soon as I turn the knob, it changes into a mirror of desire, reflecting everything I could ever want in a tomorrow. But I am not a pauper. I will not beg from my future. So I shut the door firmly. I do not need to be a prophet to predict my own destiny. I will stand as queen of the current moment and surrender to its arrival and departure. Flow with the current, because current is the new currency. And happiness is the new trendy topic, because of how mysteriously elusive it is. Fleeting butterfly, catch it if you can, or watch it fly away because you breathed a little differently today. I pine for the certainty of my childhood, the rush of happiness during recess, the love affair with dance practice, finding heaven in the company of close friends. It all used to come so easy. Being an adult comes with a cost. Not knowing who you are is the biggest loss. Grappling with existential questions like it's a penny toss. Sulking at the unfairness of the world. I don't think humans were created for this kind of life. The temperamental, fickle-natured human wrestling with its twin, the capricious beast that is life. What were we made for then? What makes us want to live? For me, it's art. Art makes me feel alive. Playing with the divine is a sweet little crime of ecstasy I indulge in on my own time. And I wouldn't trade it for anything else. It is my secret lifeline. With each word of each poem I climb. I do so with a burning desire to reach the peak of success. But as the definition of success transforms over time, the burning desire burns less. I'm just a human, but I can create articles of beauty that give hope to others in their dark times. I am a magician of light, and I pray to the source of my powers every night. May we never forget that we all start off from a small town, thrashing in the throes of life. And when we make it big, we enlarge the capacity of our hearts. And to those that still live in the squalor of our hometown, we are hope that joy is possible, that victory is within our grasp. And most of all, may we remember to live the holy grail of truths, that richer or poorer, we are sons and daughters of Mother Nature, and we belong to each other.
Oh, that was brilliant. That was brilliant, Swarna. And like you said, human beings are fickle nature. Yeah. I agree with that. You said a beautiful message throughout, very deep, very
Thank you.
thought-provoking. In fact, I would say.
Thank
Please,
you.
please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Thank you, and thank you for Swarna. Please welcome Sreedharan Parokode, who brings us flavor of the soil. So let's wait. Tanya. So please unmute your mic.
Am I audible, Ji?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Today's Vishu, as you mentioned that, as Dr. Modi just said rightly that Vishu and Krishna and Bhagavad and very nice poem. Yes, Vishu in Malayalam, short poem Malayalam first and then in second. പൂത്തിരിയും മത്താപ്പും കത്തിക്കാൻ പോരുന്നോ പുല്ലാനിക്കാടുവെടിഞ്ഞൻ മണമിയലും പൂങ്കാറ്റേ പൂത്തിരിയും മത്താപ്പും കത്തിക്കാൻ പോരുന്നോ പുല്ലാനിക്കാടുവെടിഞ്ഞൻ മണമിയലും പൂങ്കാറ്റേ കണി കാണാൻ കൊന്നപ്പൂ കൗമാരം ചൂടുന്നു കനവേറും കൺകോണിൽ കണിവെള്ളരി കായ്ക്കുന്നു കണി കാണാൻ കൊന്നപ്പൂ കൗമാരം ചൂടുന്നു കനവേറും കൺകോണിൽ കണിവെള്ളരി കായ്ക്കുന്നു കുഞ്ഞിക്കിളി ചോദിക്കും പൂക്കുറ്റി മറക്കല്ലേ ഉരുവികൾ വന്നെതിരേൽക്കും താളത്തിൽ പാടിയിടും കണ്ടില്ലേ കേട്ടില്ലേ നമ്മുടെ വിഷു വന്നല്ലോ കണ്ടു ഞാൻ നിന്നുള്ളം കൊണ്ടുവരും നറുസ്നേഹം കണ്ടില്ലേ കേട്ടില്ലേ നമ്മുടെ വിഷു വന്നല്ലോ കണ്ടു ഞാൻ നിന്നുള്ളം കൊണ്ടുവരും നറുസ്നേഹം. That's Malayalam. And a short one in English. Selfishness, entirely different. Entering the carriage, I closed the door. Entering the carriage, I closed the door. The other passengers didn't come under my purview. The other passengers didn't come under my purview. When it stopped, the fellow passengers closed the door. When it stopped, the fellow passengers closed the door. Then I realized the folly. Then I realized my folly. The doors are not meant only for close, but for opening for last compartment too. Then the doors are not meant only for close, but for opening for last compartment. That's the thought. Okay.
What a beautiful, I mean, yes, exactly, sir. They're not for closing, but also for opening. I mean, like.
Sridharanji, my little one came running to hear you singing Vishu. I listened to them, I laugh enjoying. Yeah, you brought in the Vishu feel. And the second time also deeply meaningful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, എല്ലാവർക്കും വിഷു ആശംസകൾ.
വിഷു ആശംസകൾ.
And please give a round of applause for your first. Thank you. That was a lovely presentation from Sreedharan sir. And please welcome Dr. Miss Archana Bendre, senior poet and senior writer. Please welcome Archana Bendre. Yes, ma'am. You could unmute your mic. Yes, perfect.
Today I'm going to recite two poems, one in Hindi. They are short poems. First thing, let me say sorry, excuse me. Last time I was not present. I had to, for some reason I had to go. So excuse me. Next time I will make sure that I am present here. So today I'm going to recite short poems only, one in Hindi and one in English. So this is my first Hindi poem, that is I'm reciting. Okay. The name of my poem is Anand, happiness. मैं सोच रही थी, हे आनंद तुम कहाँ हो? मैं सोच रही थी, हे आनंद तुम कहाँ हो? आनंद, I mean to say happiness. Where are you? सब जग ढूंढा तुम न मिले, सब जग ढूंढा तुम न मिले. तो आनंद बोले, तुम मुझे ढूंढते हो कहाँ? तुम मुझे ढूंढते हो कहाँ? आलीशान मकानों में, पैसों की खनकती आवाजों में, सोने की चमक में, ऐशो आराम के ठिकानों में. तुम मुझे यहाँ ढूंढते हो, किंतु तुम मुझे कहाँ पाओगे? किंतु तुम मुझे कहाँ पाओगे? उषा की किरणों में. सुबह की जो होता है उषा किरण, डॉन, उषा की किरणों में, खिलती हुई कलियों में, बच्चों की किलकारियों में, वृद्धों की निस्वार्थ सेवाओं में, निसर्ग की खूबसूरती में, निसर्ग नेचर, निसर्ग की खूबसूरती में, ईश्वर की भक्ति में, माता की ममता में, पिता की छत्र छाया में. बस यही है मेरा ठिकाना, बस यही है मेरा ठिकाना. अर्चना यही मेरा नाम है, अर्चना यही मेरा नाम है. Now I will recite another poem in English. Now the summers are approaching and spring is going away. So I am here to say goodbye to the spring. So adieu to spring. With a rising fear and streaming tear, I sat beside the creek, wondering where to look and sing, cause there was not in sight a streak. With the bushes shriveled and the green grass level to the browning mud and greyish pebbles, and a fly in bed with drooping head had all its petals dishevelled. With thrushes in the bushes could not have their crushes on their beloved lovers, singing, woe be me, woe be me, I'll never see my lover ever, ever. The weeping willow, crying, yellow, yellow, are shedding their garb on a rustic fellow, spreading their arms, crying for alms to the nearby simmering river, looking for a silver cup which was hidden somewhere high up, thought the wandering bee. It's gone, said the passing John, and all the butterflies have taken a sojourn. I looked at the sun, who was having some fun, growing dusty and mellow. I said, adieu, dear spring, adieu. You shall come here again and ever. Thank you.
What a wonderful reading, ma'am. Beautiful reading, I would say.
Thank you.
I think spring always, I could see in your smile, Anand. Thank you for making it tonight, ma'am. And, you could, whenever you feel like coming, you could come. Don't feel stressed out for not being there. And we always love to have you all. Such a lovely presentation, ma'am. Thank you. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. That was Archana Bendre.
Thank you.
Please welcome Miss Meena Chauhan. Miss Meena Chauhan is yet another wonderful poet. Writes very well. And yeah, she contributed to some anthologies as well. Please.
Good evening, Prasanna. Good evening and good morning also. All my poet, dear poet. आज में एक छोटी सी कविता है हिंदी में। वक्त का रुख, टाइम जो है हमारे लिए रुकता नहीं है। वक्त का रुख, समय न रुका है किसी के लिए और न कभी रुकेगा। समय न रुका है किसी के लिए और न कभी रुकेगा। जितनी भी कोशिश करें हम समय को रोकने की संभव नहीं है, क्योंकि तीव्र होती है रफ्तार समय की। जितनी भी कोशिश करें हम समय को रोकने की संभव नहीं है, क्योंकि तीव्र होती है रफ्तार समय की। समय न रुका है किसी के लिए और न कभी रुकेगा। समय रुकता है सिर्फ सपनों में। समय रुकता है सिर्फ सपनों में जो हकीकत से दूर है। समय रुकता है सिर्फ सपनों में जो हकीकत से दूर है। इस दुनिया में हर इंसान वक्त के हाथों मजबूर है। इस दुनिया में हर इंसान वक्त के हाथों मजबूर है। रेत के समान है वक्त, रेत के समान है वक्त, जो बंद मुट्ठी से भी फिसल जाता है। समय न रुका है किसी के लिए और न कभी रुकेगा। वक्त किसी का दोस्त नहीं, वक्त किसी का दोस्त नहीं, न बनता है हम सफर। कामयाब वही होता है जो करता वक्त का कदर। कामयाब वही होता है जो करता वक्त का कदर। वक्त किसी को क्षण भर में राजा बना देता है। वक्त किसी को क्षण भर में राजा बना देता है तो किसी को रंग। वक्त नहीं गुलाम किसी का, वक्त नहीं गुलाम किसी का, वो अपनी मर्जी से चलता है। वक्त बड़ा अनमोल है, वक्त बड़ा अनमोल है। सदा करो इसका सम्मान, क्योंकि वक्त कभी सहन नहीं करता अपना अपमान। सदा करो इसका सम्मान, क्योंकि वक्त कभी सहन नहीं करता अपना अपमान। वक्त से दोस्ती करने में ही है हमारी भलाई। वक्त से दोस्ती करने में ही है हमारी भलाई। समय न रुका है किसी के लिए और न कभी रुकेगा। न समय रुका है किसी के लिए और न कभी रुकेगा। ये छोटी सी कविता।
Wonderful, man. Do you have another one or you want to leave it? Yeah.
मैंने एक छोटा सा, अभी 17 तारीख को रामनवमी है, तो मैंने एक राम पे छोटी सी लिखी हूँ। राम एक आदर्श है भगवान राम, एक आदर्श है भगवान राम। पथराई अहिल्या को भी तारा राम ने, सबरी के बेरों में भी राम है। राम हनुमान जी के सीने में बसते हैं, राम हनुमान जी के सीने में बसते हैं। वचन पिता का निभाया राम ने, जो भी मिला गले लगाया राम ने। एक आदर्श है भगवान राम। पिता आज्ञा को कर्म मानकर जो वनवास को गए भगवान राम। त्याग राज के सब सुख, सत्य धर्म मर्यादा को अपने प्राणों से बढ़कर रखा राम। त्याग राज के सब सुख, सत्य धर्म मर्यादा को अपने प्राणों से बढ़कर रखा राम। एक आदर्श है भगवान राम। राम का मर्यादा सीता का पवित्रता का एक अंश भी हम अपना लें, मुश्किल नहीं फिर स्वर्ग धरती पे बना लें। राम का मर्यादा सीता का पवित्रता का एक अंश भी हम अपना लें, मुश्किल नहीं, फिर स्वर्ग धरती पे हम बना लें। अपने पुत्रों का कड़वी वचन भी सुनना पड़ा था भगवान राम को। अपने पुत्रों का कड़वी वचन भी सुनना पड़ा था भगवान को। वैदेही का विश्वास है राम जी। राम मानवता के एक उच्च आदर्श हैं। राम मानवता के एक उच्च आदर्श हैं। एक आदर्श है भगवान राम। एक आदर्श है भगवान राम। थैंक
बिल्कुल
यू।
सही कहा, बिल्कुल सही कहा आपने मैम। एंड समय कभी अपना अपना अपमान नहीं सहता। I mean,
Yes.
that line is so beautiful. That is something very difficult. I mean, different. I mean, it's a beautiful perspective. I mean, like, in that line that you mentioned in that, and when time never wants to get insulted. I mean, it's in it translates it as. If you permit me, I have one piece on time, and if you could just. It's a quick reading, very quick reading, small one.
Okay.
And inspired by yours poem. I just got the thing. Meena Chauhan, ma'am. I love your poem.
Thank
Time's
you. Thank you.
ticking, days are going by, hours and minutes, seconds, and silence looming over. I am witnessing wisp of breath crossing the path of sentient cosmos. Time's ticking, days are going by, yet the gust of wind failing to make the tempest and resultant effect. Time's ticking, days are going by, the wink of sleeping, dreaming the whirlwind. Silence is being snatched, surreal reverie into where clock walked. Time's ticking, days are going by, apocalyptic watchtower tumbled, and the end. Still, still, still. Time's ticking, days are going by, days go by. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Please give a round of applause, my dear friends, to the Meena Chauhan. So beautiful rendition for a rendition on Ram and the time. Very important. We should never, disgrace or ignore it. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for coming and thanks for listening to my piece too. And thank you for sharing your blessings. Up next is she had this presentation last Monday and it's still and people are watching it, liking it. I mean, it's phenomenal. What do you call presentation? I cannot say it, this poetry reading, but then it's they opened it all. So without wasting much of your time, please welcome Jaya Kalyanaraman.
Good evening, everybody. I've had a long day today and I went dancing of all the things. So my body is hurting very badly. I've had a dolo. I hope I feel a little better by the end of the day. This poem I wrote when I was waiting in Dubai to board a flight. It's a very mean poem, but I hope don't judge me by it, please. In the wee hours of the morning, waiting to board a flight, in stylish boots, slick pants, and a jacket, to a hot, sultry bungalow she was dressed. The branded bag added to her chic, but one filthy habit just gave her in. She sat digging her nose while her eyes were on the phone, unmindful of her surroundings, of her very private repulsive act. And then she looked up and stared at me, for I had my eyes on her all the while. I shook my head in disgust. She froze with a finger in her nose. Sorry for that, but I couldn't help it. Then earlier this year, just before we traveled, one of our very old friends visited us. I think we hadn't met in about 30 years. The friend and I are basically, we were young brides in some place. So when they came to spend the day with us, this is what, I realized, and this is what touched me. So the husband calls the wife Salile. To Salile, as he calls her. As she took leave, she hugged me tight, holding me to draw energy from my body, and I transmitting positivity. The last 2 years of her life, trying, testing, drawing every drop of strength from her reservoir to carry on. The mental fatigue so escalating as her partner's faculties slowly diminishing. Weighed down by projects incomplete, her priorities shifted to care and protect a husband of 45 years, now disoriented, losing control of all logic, a brilliant mind now wasted by the vagaries of time. Like a helpless child, so dependent, trusting and obeying her every command, delivered with the gentleness of a mother's voice, assuring him of her love, care, and support. Aging she is, but walking tall, taking charge of their lives once and for all. Thank you.
Excellent, ma'am. Anybody would like to react, you could just.
Exactly, Jaya, I was really fascinated by your way of looking at things and presenting things. The first one was like, we were in guffaws of laughter, the physical way of analyzing a person, your accurate observation of a person and idiosyncrasies. Sometimes we ourselves fall prone to that without realizing it. But
Correct.
how would you put it? And the next is there, that is more marvelous, because these are daily kind of situations we come across. Caught up in Alzheimer's, especially the poor wives. Even my elder sister-in-law is having that state because my brother-in-law has got it. So, how much of patience you need to pamper to the, disoriented person who keeps on repeating, even if he is fed, he doesn't know how to swallow it. He just spits it out. Enormous patience. It brought tears to my eyes. First I laughed, then you made me cry. Because the ground reality, my dear. I know. So much intensely have gone into it, my dear. I appreciate your way of going into things and presenting things in such a touching way. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I feel so blessed and touched. Thank you, Dr. Molly Joseph. Thank you.
I would like to comment. I would like to comment that it's so rare to hear a piece of poetry from anywhere that regards the transference of energy from one human being to another. Lovely piece, and actually brings in a reality-based thing to an ethereal, unusual event. Your presentation and your writing are very impressive, and I thank you for sharing it.
Thank you, Ray Whitaker. Thank you so much.
I would like to say
You're
something
driving
here,
me to tears with your appreciation.
Yeah, you're a very sensitive poet because, to notice, especially, these days, I come across so many people who are suffering from dementia and from, various other problems which are so difficult. And you've been able to, it's not easy to write it down, to put it in poetry. And thank you so much for bringing it to us and sharing.
I was actually shocked because they stayed for lunch. We spent hours together, and I could see this deterioration and the wife taking charge, But it's beautiful. I mean, it could be either way. But having spent so many years, I guess we are Incidentally, this Friday is my 49th wedding anniversary. So, yeah. So on that note, we shall call upon the grief of some incidents. But yeah, I just feel blessed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Made everyone talk and react.
Yeah.
Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. That was kalyanaraman. Please welcome Dr. Santosh Bakaya. Dr. Santosh Bakaya is another wonderful personality and a professor. Please welcome Dr. Santosh Bakaya. Ma'am Santosh Bakaya, please unmute your mic, ma'am. Santosh ma'am, please unmute your mic. I'm afraid she cannot. So please welcome Dr. Roopali Gaur.
Okay, that is very sudden. I'll have to look. Okay, good evening, and thank you, Prasanna, for inviting me to be on this program. And thank you, dear poets. It's wonderful meeting all of you. I have two poems. We are now celebrating. Today, of course, is the Bengali New Year. So Lantern Carrier, you should know that because he is very deeply into Bengal. So today is a very special day. And we are worshippers of the goddess Kali. And we're also celebrating the 9 nights of the goddess. So, but for me, Kali is not a Hindu goddess. Kali is the feminine principle which is in all of us, no matter which part of the world we live in. So this poem, I may have read it earlier too, it's called I Am Kali. Kali is the black goddess. Among all the fair ones, she is like me, the dark one, fierce and angry, with stained tongue and the 52 monster heads strung around her neck like a red ruby necklace mother gifted me when I turned 18. Kali's many hands hold a trident, a sharp khadga, the blood-swathed head of Daruka, and a conch to call to war and victory. Like me, Kali is the chosen one. I severed those heads, one by one. They were heads that didn't want mine to grow. Heads full of diktats to dwarf me. They drew chalk circles around me to contain me and forbid me to taste the apple of knowledge. They made me wear iron shods and a chastity belt, wrapping me like an Egyptian mummy in black satin, and I could not feel the touch or warmth of the morning sun. Those heads gave me a rolling pin and snatched away my pen. Kali is the potential, the possibility of destruction, of creation, death, and time, which is Kal. She stands for justice and equality, naked and satiated, attired in black tresses, a prostrate Shiva under her anklet-clad feet upon him. I am Kali, the indestructible woman. I'm not black, I'm just the other side of the moon. I come in many colors and live in many places. You can find me in all the spaces and you can hear my diverse voices. I'm naked and I'm not satiated. Yes, I'm hungry and I'm very angry. So that is Kali, and she's present in all women, all men, anybody standing up for justice. The second one is a miraculous, I don't know if you have the time, but I always have the time to sit and watch things. So there was this banana tree, right in front of the veranda, and I was sitting there, And then one day I watched the banana tree grow, simmering in the summer heat, so very slow. I watched everything that was happening to that banana tree day after day after day. The sun's rays turning its sparse leaves a dry chrome yellow. It was a thirsty tree indeed. I hobbled across. I bent my aching back to pour iced water from the refrigerator, letting its invisible roots suck the cool liquid into its parched throat. I heard the gurgle as it drank deeply. Then, when the rains came tumbling out of the crackling, lightning-stuffed cloud, its leaves grew mighty and big, gigantic and majestic. They stretched out into the sky. Then all of a sudden, one day, when the rains had gone away, my aging eye espied a teardrop-shaped, large, red, mouth-watering banana flower. Casually, in a day or two, dropping its lotus-like petals, the promises of bananas could be seen. Each day, I watched the tiny flowers turn into fruit. The tree began to grow, and green bananas began to grow. Nature was unwrapping its golden gift. The bunch was lowering itself swift, ready to bend and serve. It was magical to watch its embryonic journey from flower to fruit. I wait impatiently and fearfully for the green bananas to turn golden yellow, sweetly fragrant, readying itself for hungry creatures and greedy mouths. To see the birth of the banana is to see into the life of things, mystical, mysterious, and miraculous. It unwound itself before my eager eyes. The bard said, this is from Shakespeare's play King Lear, ripeness is all, and that is the truth of a fruitful life. Ripeness is all, and that is the truth of a fruitful life. So watching the banana tree very closely. Thank you so much.
Brilliant, man. I like the, so that the journey of this, the observance and, the ending of your poem, beautiful and very philosophical, I would say, very philosophical.
We all become philosophers.
Please give a round of applause, my dear friends, and please, Santosh Bakaya ma'am is there. I cannot see here, but yes, please welcome Dr. Gangalaxmi Patnaik.
A pleasant evening to one and all present here. I am Gangalaxmi Patnaik, Odisha, India. Delighted to wish you happy Odia New Year, Hanuman Jayanti, Mahavir Jayanti, Baba Saheb Ambedkar Jayanti. 4 in 1. Before recitation, let me speak you that today is Mahavishwa Sankranti, which is known as Pana Sankranti. The day marks the beginning of the new year in the traditional Odia calendar. In Odisha, Pana Sankranti is believed to be the birthday of Lord Hanuman. Hanuman is worshipped as a deity with the ability to gain victory over evil and provide protection. The temples remain crowded, devotees chant Hanuman Chalisa throughout the day. May the blessings of Lord Hanuman empower you to overcome obstacles and achieve success in all your endeavors. Now I would like to recite on Lord Hanuman. Title is Escaping into You, Lord Hanuman. Escaping into You, Lord Hanuman. I love you, Lord Hanuman, that I sculpt your presence on rough rocks of your absence. My concern to chant always Hanuman Chalisa that comes to remind of an uncertain moment when it would give myriads of benefits. Reciters emit divine aura, smiling, forgetting hard, cruel days. Expecting no tension leads to dynamic character transformation, concentration, success, smooth sailing all these years. I celebrate Chalisa, Hanuman's valor, strength, devotion, service that bring meaning to bring. Wish all could chant Chalisa to be blessed with knowledge, intelligence, good thoughts. I escape into you, Lord Hanuman, flow into until you and I become song in Lord Ram's devotee's tongue. This is all about first recitation, and the second recitation is all about Mahavishwa Sankranti. The title of the poem is Odisha Heralds New Year. Odisha Heralds New Year. Now the poem runs like this. Mahavishwa Sankranti, a vibrant festival celebrated in Indian state Odisha, also known as Pana Sankranti, named after fruit bell. All celebrate Pana, refreshing sweet drink to herald the arrival of summer season. This festival equivalent Assam's Bihu, West Bengal's Poila Boishak, Punjabi's Vaishakhi, Tamil Nadu's Vishu, Andhra Pradesh Vishu. Stretching my eyes, I could see several literary organizations welcome Odia New Year by conducting recitation. Those Odia poems echo overwhelming talented rhymesters, lyricists, poets on their cultural religious performances that the air brings music, flickering delight and fragrance. All taste Sankranti Pana, mixture of milk, spices, sugar, bell fruit, almonds, raisins, jaggery, melt like ice cream that pull into summer dream. Sweet, refreshing Pana rich in vitamins, remove thirst of life, medicinal drink, prevents acidity, dehydration, indigestion, piles, ulcers, constipation, heat stroke. What I garnered most is seed of a wish to drink many more glasses of bell pana to beat faster the summer heat. Now the poetry reading is over. My special thanks to Prasanna ji and also other poet pals. Thank you.
Happy Puna Sankranti, ma'am. बढ़िया एकदम. I drink it as well. I mean, you all to cool and give a cooling effect during summer season. So happy festivities. Thank you for coming. Please welcome Dr. Miss Dr. Santosh Bakaya. Ma'am, are you ready? Please unmute your mic. Dr. Santosh Bakaya. Please unmute your mic, ma'am. Santosh. Again gone. I think this has some internet issue. Please welcome Miss Manjula Asthana Mahanti is a veteran writer.
Hello everyone. Greetings to one and all. Good evening to all of you and listening to the beautiful poetries. Unfortunately, I have come after many days, so everything looks new and nice poems. And as Dr. Gangalaxmi told, in Odisha, today so many festivals are there, so many occasions are there. So I will congratulate and wish all the best to all of you from Odisha. And I'm going to read out a poem. It's about the life. And it goes like moods. Title is Moods. Unpredictable yet acceptable. Unpredictable yet acceptable. Life has many different colors, shades, moods. Life's every shade man enjoys. Bound to, don't have choice. Every color has to rejoice. when life smiles at him, he blooms like a fragrant flower. He blooms like a fragrant flower, but ignorant what will be next hour. Clear sky, sometimes covered by dark clouds, results in rain and thunders, becomes sometimes difficult to sustain. Man always expects the unexpected restraint. The same manner he receives ups and downs, downs and ups, like piano's black and white keynotes. White is played sometimes, black sometimes. Melodious sound, both create. None of them is waste. Man has to taste both the flavors. Create melodious music when balanced, becomes torturous if unbalanced. Life dances in its own way. Everybody has to contribute, can't stay away. Has to live as life indicates to man. Has to mold himself to sustain. To cope up, has to make life palatable. As life is stubborn, stumble. Life is stubborn, stumble. Its way to make life comfortable. Its way to make life comfortable. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming, and it's been a long time, and after a long gap, you have come and you graced this.
Yeah,
And
I apologize for that.
no need.
Next time it will not be.
Yes, and thank you, and happy wish you to you too, Swarna Sankranti and all. And please give a round of applause, my dear friends. That was Manjula, Asthana, Mahanti. Please welcome Santosh Bakaya. Ma'am, please unmute your mic. Please unmute your mic, ma'am. You're there, and you could just click the mic button. Yes. Please unmute your mic. It's not reaching out. And okay, let's have Mr. Shyamaprasad Patnaik.
Hello. Am I audible, sir?
Sir,
Hello.
please. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks, Prasannaji, for inviting me to recite my poems. I wish you all a happy Vishu Sankranti and Vishu also Baisakhi and Poila Baisak. Today I am going to recite two of my poems, one in English, another in Odia, mother tongue. The English poem is a small one, which was published in the Friendship Anthology. The title of my poem is Fateful Evening. And here it goes. My bosom friend's memory flashes every now and then. I searched him frantically, but could trace nowhere. A memory flashed back to the tragic incident that occurred last winter. Oh, that bloody fatal accident, still I remember. That fateful evening while returning from a picnic, vehicle overturned. Several sustained injuries. For his head hemorrhage, rushed to hospital. Whole azure seemed to fall on me, the earth beneath my feet sliding. Profuse bleeding claimed his life, all our efforts in vain. God loves beautiful flowers, so took away his soul. Omnipotent might have planted a tree in heaven's garden. Memories took me to childhood days spent in Raju's village. My friend Raju, actually he's no more. So I have dedicated this poem to him. On weekends, visited his farmhouse to enjoy juicy sugarcane. We swing in orchards and relished mangoes, guavas, and oranges ripen. He would tie to my cycle a bunch of sugarcane, an epitome of selfless love, void unfulfilled, rolling incessant tears, cursed my fate for losing such a nice companion. Actually, I have lost a friend, so that's why I have written this poem and dedicated to him. So, my next poem I am going to recite is in my mother tongue, Odia. ମୋ କବିତାର ଶୀର୍ଷକ ହେଲା ସ୍ୱପ୍ନ ଉଡ଼ାଣରେ ପ୍ରେମୀ ବିହଙ୍ଗ। ସ୍ୱପ୍ନ ଉଡ଼ାଣରେ ପ୍ରେମୀ ବିହଙ୍ଗ। ମୋ ମନ ସ୍ୱପ୍ନର ଏକକ ଉଡ଼ାଣରେ ବିଦେଶାଗତ ପ୍ରେମୀ ବିହଙ୍ଗ ଭଳି ମନ ପକ୍ଷୀ ମୋର ସୁଦୂର ନୀଳ ଆକାଶରେ ଅବିରତ ପକ୍ଷ ବିସ୍ତାର କରି ଉଡୁଥିଲା। ସେଇ ରହସ୍ୟମୟ ଏକାକୀ ମନୋରମ ଉପତ୍ୟକାରେ ଓହ୍ଲାଇ ଆସିଲି ଅବିରତ ଭ୍ରମଣରୁ କ୍ଳାନ୍ତ ଏବଂ ଅବିଶ୍ରାନ୍ତ। ଏକ ଚମତ୍କାର ପୁଷ୍ପ ବଗିଚା, ମନମୁଗ୍ଧକର ଏବଂ ଚିତ୍ତାକର୍ଷକ, ଅତି ସୁନ୍ଦର ଏବଂ ଅତୀବ ରମଣୀୟ। ମୋର ଭାବନା ସବୁ ମନର ମୁଖ୍ୟ ଦ୍ୱାର ଦେଇ ପ୍ରାଣର ଅନନ୍ତ ସ୍ରୋତରୁ ସ୍ୱତଃ ସ୍ଫୁରିତ ହେଉଥାଏ। ବସନ୍ତର ମୃଦୁମନ୍ଦ ସମୀରଣ ସହିତ ସଙ୍ଗୀତରେ ନାଚି ଗାଉଥିବା ଲାଲ ଗୋଲାପର ପୁଲକିତ ପାଖୁଡାର ରଙ୍ଗୀନ ହୃଦୟ ନେଇ ମଧୁର ସୁଗନ୍ଧିତ ମହକ ଭରା ସୁଗନ୍ଧ ମୋତେ ଅତ୍ୟଧିକ ରୋମାଞ୍ଚିତ ଏବଂ ସମ୍ବେଦନଶୀଳ କରିଦେଇଥିଲା। ସ୍ୱପ୍ନରେ ଫୁଟିଥିବା ଅସଂଖ୍ୟ ଗୋଲାପ ଫୁଲର ସମ୍ଭାରରେ ମୋର ପ୍ରିୟତମାକୁ ମନ ମୋର ଇତସ୍ତତଃ ଖୋଜୁଥିଲା। ଏକ ସ୍ୱପ୍ନ ବିଭୋର ନାୟକର ଏଇ ମତୁଆଲା ଖିଆଲି ମନ ଅନୁଭବ କଲା ସତେ ଯେମିତି ସୁମଧୁର ନିଦ୍ରାଦୀପ୍ତ ଅର୍ଦ୍ଧଚେତନ ନିବିଳିତ ଚକ୍ଷୁ ଯୁଗଳର ପ୍ରିୟା ଥିଲା ମୋର ନିବିଡ଼ ଆଲିଙ୍ଗନରେ। So this was my rendition in Odia, and that is the total rendition of my poems. Thanks for watching and listening, and thank you, Prasanna, again.
Thank you, thank you, sir. You paid tribute to your friend. That was lovely, and that shows your sincere friendship towards a friend. Paying tribute to your friend is so nice, and leaving you in a vacuum.
Actually, today is Pranam Sankranti. That's why I am remembering him, because on Pranam Sankranti we used to cherish the sugarcane juice in profuse, because he was having a large farmhouse. He was a rich peasant, his family. So I have lost him. I am cherishing his memory on this particular day. I very much miss him, sir.
We understand, sir, and I am sure he listens to you and he hears you this thing. Be watching. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome a wonderful poet. He has got a beautiful smile. Please welcome Reema Rai Singh.
नमस्कार एवरीवन। चैत्र नवरात्रि चल रहे हैं, इसलिए आप सभी को ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं नवरात्रि की। और जैसे कि मीना मैम ने कहा कि हम रामनवमी सेलिब्रेट करते हैं। रामनवमी और हम महानवमी दोनों सेलिब्रेट करते हैं। रामनवमी हम भगवान श्री राम के जन्म उत्सव के रूप में सेलिब्रेट करते हैं, और महानवमी देवी दुर्गा की जीत का प्रतीक है। तो मैं अपनी कविता जो है वो भगवान श्री राम को समर्पित करते हुए करती हूँ। और दूसरी कविता जो है वो इसका टाइटल है मोम हो रहे हैं। तो मैं शुरू करती हूँ। जय श्री राम। हम राम के सहारे, हम राम के सहारे, बस राम ही हमारे। हम राम के सहारे, बस राम ही हमारे। हर नाव के खिवैया श्री राम है हमारे। हर नाव के खिवैया श्री राम है हमारे। श्रद्धा सुमन है अर्पण, श्रद्धा सुमन है अर्पण श्री राम के चरण में। श्रद्धा सुमन है अर्पण श्री राम के चरण में। पावन है कितना अवसर, सौभाग्य है ये मेरा, अहोभाग्य है ये मेरा, जो साक्षी बन रही हूँ श्री राम जी का मंदिर निर्माण हो रहा है। श्री राम जी की भक्ति में हम सब हैं आज डूबे। श्री राम जी की भक्ति में हम सब हैं आज डूबे। उत्सव सा लग रहा है सब राम में हुआ है। उत्सव सा लग रहा है सब राम में हुआ है। आदर्श हैं हमारे, आदर्श हैं हमारे, गुणगान कर रही हूँ। त्याग की भी मूरत, त्याग की भी मूरत मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम। त्याग की भी मूरत मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम, नित नित मैं आज उनको प्रणाम कर रही हूँ। श्री राम जी का मैं तो गुणगान कर रही हूँ। श्री राम का ये जीवन, श्री राम का ये जीवन बलिदान से भरा है। श्री राम का ये जीवन बलिदान से भरा है। भगवान ने हमारे क्या कुछ नहीं सहा है। श्री राम का ये जीवन बलिदान से भरा है। भगवान ने हमारे क्या कुछ नहीं सहा है। हम सबके पथ प्रदर्शक, हम सबके पथ प्रदर्शक शान है हमारे, अभिमान है हमारे, संस्कार हैं हमारे, सम्मान है हमारे। हम सबके मन में बसते श्री राम है हमारे। हम राम के सहारे, बस राम ही हमारे। हर नाव के खिवैया श्री राम है हमारे। जय श्री राम। मेरी दूसरी रचना है मोम हो रहे हैं। जब से तुम्हें है देखा, जब से तुम्हें है देखा मदहोश हो रहे हैं। जब से तुम्हें है देखा मदहोश हो रहे हैं। पत्थर बने हुए थे अब मोम हो रहे हैं। पत्थर बने हुए थे अब मोम हो रहे हैं। हलचल भी बढ़ गई है, हलचल भी बढ़ गई है सूने शहर में दिल के। हलचल भी बढ़ गई है सूने शहर में दिल के। इडली बना के हमको वो रोम हो रहे हैं। इडली बना के हमको वो रोम हो रहे हैं। धड़कन भी बढ़ रही है, धड़कन भी बढ़ रही है और नींद भी है गायब। उल्फत में उनकी हम तो बेहोश हो रहे हैं। ना खुद की कुछ खबर है, ना खुद की कुछ खबर है, ना पता है उनका। ना खुद की कुछ खबर है, ना पता है उनका। हमको जहर बना के खुद सोम हो रहे हैं। सोम अमृत कहा जाता है। हमको जहर बना के खुद सोम हो रहे हैं। दिल पर रहा न काबू, दिल पर रहा न काबू, ना दिमाग पर पकड़ है। दिल पर रहा न काबू, ना दिमाग पर पकड़ है। लगता है जैसे खुद से विलोम हो रहे हैं। चेहरे पर नूर ऐसा, चेहरे पर नूर ऐसा, आंखें नहीं ठहरती। चेहरे पे नूर ऐसा, आंखें नहीं ठहरती। लगते हैं इतने पावन कि ओम हो रहे हैं। लगते हैं इतने पावन कि ओम हो रहे हैं। मेरे मन का सब कोलाहल, मेरे मन का सब कोलाहल अब शांत हो रहा है। मेरे मन का सब कोलाहल अब शांत हो रहा है। हमको बना के लक्ष्मी वो हरिओम हो रहे हैं। जब से तुम्हें है देखा मदहोश हो रहे हैं। पत्थर बने हुए थे अब मोम हो रहे हैं। पत्थर बने हुए थे अब मोम हो रहे हैं। थैंक यू सो मच प्रसन्ना जी।
वंडरफुल मैम, वंडरफुल वंडरफुल। पिघल गए हैं हम, पिघल गए हैं मुंह से प्लीज रिएक्ट ऑन मीना चौहान मैम और रूपाली मैम और मंजुला मैम, एनीबॉडी कुछ जस्ट। अर्चना मैम बेटर, या अर्चना मैम फाइंडिंग इट डिफिकल्ट टू अनम्यूट, बट रूपाली मैम यस गो अहेड। रूपाली और मीना चौहान मैम, got time. If you could react on Reema Rai Singh's second poem.
I think somebody who is more, who speak better Hindi, he should comment on it. How about Archana? Archana there. Meena? But anyway, it was very beautifully rendered. You did a wonderful job. And आपकी कविताएं तो सुनने में सबको बहुत अच्छा लगता है। एंड आपका जो रिलेशन है नेचर के साथ, खुद भगवान के साथ, और आपके चारों तरफ सृष्टि के साथ जो है, वो तो बहुत कमाल के हैं।
थैंक यू सो मच मैम।
तो बहुत अच्छा लगा।
थैंक यू मैम।
बहुत खूब, बहुत ही सुंदर आपकी कविता होती है। वो जो प्यार वाली कविता है आपका अंदर से बहुत ही सुंदर है। वेरी बहुत पॉजिटिव सारे वर्ड्स हैं, बहुत ही सुंदर। आप पढ़ते भी बहुत ही अच्छी तरह से हो, बहुत खूबसूरत।
थैंक यू मीना मैम। थैंक यू मैम। थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for coming and thank you for presenting. That was Reema Rai Singh. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please give a round of applause. Please welcome Maria. Maria. Yes, Maria is on. Please.
And good morning, good evening, everyone. I'm Maria from Brazil. Wish you all a very, very beautiful and happy week ahead. Once more, Prasanna, thanks for joining us to celebrate poetry. I have short poems for today. The first one, the title is, Please Let Me Be I, Myself. You should love me for what I am and not as you wish. I think it's not true love what you're feeling for me. Please don't consider me your big below. A pleasant look that decorates your wishes and dreams, and most of times a fantasy. On your mind, a girl should be what you wish. I am what I am, a girl with flesh, bones, spirit, that once met you, and both of us fell in love. What made you think me different from that now? You're so kind, genuine, and generous. If you can't anymore, please leave me alone. Let's be happy by ourselves. Even if apart from one another, I will be what I am. Well, this is the first one. Hope you enjoy it. I have one more. It's about all teams. April is the month of all teams awareness. The title is all teams. Here it goes. Babbling words, you inside of your world. Repetition of words and phrases. Equally of you. Repetitive movements, including steam. Example, hawking, flapping hands, head banging. You hurt yourself deeply. Even you can kill yourself for such behaviors. Unusual response to sound, smell, texture. I know you'll be different from other children. I thought it was my fault, or it may be your genes. I can't deal with the situation to help you. Once I was told it is a syndrome, autism spectrum disorder. Oh my goodness, how can I help you? You avoidance of eye contact, but good with numbers. A list of phone numbers you say by heart without hesitation. With other children and caretakers, no interaction at all. With objects, you are curious and you spend lots of time. Language skills, it's different from your peers. When expressing yourself with words, not enough vocabulary. You learned a few words though. I cry for my incapability. How can I help you, my little baby, my love? Your routine, it's yours, not a move. Repeating phrases and sounds, you act anxious, stressed, hyper or hyposensitivity, this disease show. Oh my goodness, how can I help you? No, I think who needs help, it's me. My incapability to take care of you. It's getting on my nerves and too much stress. Well, that's all. Thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you from the bottom of our heart. Thanks.
Thank you, Maria. You are what you are. So that was lovely and beautiful poems. And thank you for your, consistent, kind of support. You're regular.
My pleasure, always. My pleasure.
And please welcome, please give a round of applause to Maria. Thank you, Maria. Thank you for joining, and please welcome our very dynamic and yes, she's got a Sargam. Please welcome Saraswati Poswal.
Hello, good morning, good evening, namaskar, sat sri akal, adab, salam to everyone. First of all, thank you so much, K. Kumarji, for inviting me. Thank you, everyone, for listening. I've been listening to everyone. Everyone is too good. It's fantastic to join over here. I've written one poem for you all, but I'll not recite this poem today because few things I wanted to inquire from all of you. I wanted information. In that poem, I'll mention those things, and next week I'll be coming with that poem. Today I'm going to recite one different poem. It's in Hindi as well as one in English. So I'll go with that. It's incomplete. The task is incomplete in the poem. I want your information actually. So I'll start with this Hindi poem. The title of my poem is Palash. Palash. Palash is the flower name. पलाश यूं बिखरे जमीन पर मानो कभी मिले ना हो यूं बिखरे जमीन पर मानो कभी मिले ना हो सिमटे जब कोई वजूद सिमटे थे जब तब कोई वजूद था सिमटे थे जब तक कोई वजूद था अपना भी एक आशियाना था सिमटे थे जब तक कोई वजूद था अपना भी आशियाना था जब रौंदे गए राहगीर के पैरों तले जब रौंदे गए राहगीर के पैरों तले तनिक सी भी आशंका ना रही थी जब रौंदे गए राहगीर के पैरों तले तनिक सी भी आशंका ना रही थी जीवन में दर्द के मायने ज्यादा हैं जीवन में दर्द के मायने ज्यादा हैं एहसास यहाँ कहाँ है जीवन में दर्द के मायने ज्यादा है एहसास यहाँ कहाँ है बेपरवाह है हर कोई मेरे दर्द से बेपरवाह है हर कोई मेरे दर्द से अपने अपने मसले में उलझा ये जहान है अपने अपने मसले में उलझा ये जहान है देखे कई मौसम हवाओं का भी मिजाज देखा आज गिरा हुआ धरा पर जिसको बड़ी दूर से कभी देखा आज मिला जमीन पर जिसको आज गिरा हुआ धरा पर जिसको बड़ी दूर से कभी देखा आज मिला धरा पर आलिंगन देख मेरा रो पड़ी सारी फिजा भी आलिंगन देख सारी फिजा रो पड़ी मेरा भी टहनियां भी करा रही थी देख बिछड़ना मेरा टहनियां भी करा रही थी देख बिछड़ना मेरा जिनके रंग सावन देखे थे जिनके संग कई सावन देखे थे थामा था मुझे नया फूल देख खिला मेरी जगह में मंद मंद नया फूल खिला मैं मुस्कुरा रहा हूँ तो मैं फूल पलाश का मैं मुस्कुरा रहा हूँ तो मैं फूल पलाश का खुद को पहचान दिला रहा हूँ कि मैं हूँ तो फूल पलाश का। ये था पलाश का फूल. It's an yellow color flower which is found in these days. ये spring में ही खिलता है and it falls down और पूरा overloaded होके flower गिर जाता है. And it's the story of that flower, पलाश के flower की. He wants its recognition कि लोग मुझे पहचाने. The another poem is, the title of my poem is, it's in English, On Earth, Handle with Care. Earth is saying, handle with care. Whole earth is a big ball of nature, assets in it. Whole earth is a big ball of natural assets in it. Treasure of life lies in the nature. Treasure of life lies in the nature. Delight where we live life. Keep clean and pampered with love and care. Keep clean, pampered with love and care. Do not destroy these environs. Do not destroy these environs with interrupting your careless acts of throwing plastics on it. Do not destroy these environs with interrupting your careless acts of throwing plastics on it. Earth is a treasure to whole human tribe. Earth is a treasure to whole human tribe. We must devote our efforts to keep clean, safe from global warmings. We must devote our efforts to keep safe, clean from the global warmings, from junk and heat-producing elements, which melts the glaciers, damage the ozone layer with smoke. Do not let this beautiful planet damage because of your small faults. Make it clean and tidy. To let the nature survive in nature. To let the nature survive in nature. Survives the whole human tribe, survives. Survives the whole human tribe when nature survives. If do not interrupt nature, nature too will not interrupt our lives. If we do not interrupt nature, nature too will not interrupt our lives. Let the planet live, we too live our life. Let the planet live, we too live our life. Handle it with care. This is my advice. Thank you so
Exactly,
much.
ma'am. Let the planet live, and we too will live with it. And this is very much needed,
Yeah.
kind of these poems, and very
Yeah.
thoughtful. And the more
Thank
we
you.
read, the more we, get,
Yeah.
be cautious of, wasting
Yeah.
of,
Yeah,
the
wasting
thing
of.
resources.
Yeah. Thank
Naturally.
you. Thank you.
It
Thank
has
you. I
to be
wish you
preserved,
all.
and thank you for coming up with this kind of poems. This is what we expecting, and
Thank you.
like your first, we like your first poem as well. That is very deep and very beautiful rendition. And thank you for coming, and thank you, Dr. Jahangir, Alam Rustom, Sadakir, Reema Rai Singh, Meena Chauhan, Gangalaxmi Patnaik, ma'am, Archana ma'am, Jaya ma'am, Ray, Manjula, Asthana ma'am, Franchesa A, Maria, Roopali ma'am, how could I forget? Yeah, so this is.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Prasanna.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Prasanna, for your
Thank you
beautiful
so
poem.
much. सभी
I
को
liked your poem on
नवरात्रि की बधाई.
time.
Sorry,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Prasanna's poem on time, ticking away. So quickly ticking away. It
Thank
resonated
you,
with
ma'am.
Meena Chauhan talking about time, and you talking about time, and there was some other mention about time. So today, and I just wanted to, say something about, again, going back to Jaya's poem on her story about her friend, that, there's a little story that I read about this gentleman who would every day visit the hospital to meet his wife, who was a severe patient of dementia. And then the nurse told him that, you go there every day, you come here every day, she doesn't recognize you. And he said, well, I know who she is. I recognize her, she may not. So I think the relationship doesn't go just because memory has gone. So I think yours has been one of the most profound poems this evening. Thank you so much, Jay.
Thank you, Roopali. And Saraswati, you spoke of yellow flowers.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Today
Thank
I
you.
reached out and someone who we'd given a lift to After we
Saraswati,
dropped her off in the back seat, I found this.
Saraswati,
Very
the
precious,
poem
very precious
on
flowers.
Palash. Palash in
Flowers.
English would flame of the forest. Flame
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the forest. Yeah.
Yeah. Flowers name also Flash.
Well,
Yeah.
that brings us to the end of this poetry recital with Fatal Brains. Thank you for showing up and coming and
Thank you.
listening.
Thank
And
you.
please don't
Thank you
forget
so
to
much.
watch Ray tomorrow on FB and YouTube.